Hey up, sun's out, which means it's barbecue time. So today we're going to do something slightly different. I've not left myself quite enough time to do what I originally planned. We're going to be smoking some beef short ribs out on the Weber kettle for a few hours, and then we're going to finish them off by braising them in some ale and onions and mushrooms and what have you. And it's going to be really nice. So we're going to keep this simple because I am pressed for time today. So I've got a couple of short ribs. I'm going to sprinkle on a bit of sea salt into both of them. I'm not going over the top with the seasoning because when these guys go into the braising liquid, that's going to impart a load of flavour as well. And I want to get the beef come through there, and I want to taste the smoke as well. So a bit of salt, a bit of freshly ground black pepper, and what I might do actually is just a bit of an afterthought. I might sprinkle on a little bit of garlic as well, so we're getting a bit of the old classic SPG. I'm not going to worry too much about getting all this nice and fancy. As I say, this is just a quick cook. I'm going to get this on all sides of this. Right, so once the short ribs have been coated in the salt, pepper and garlic, I'm going to go outside and check on the smoker. So I've got some coals going in the chimney starter, only a handful because what I'm doing is a snake method. As I say, I only want to get this going for a few hours, so it doesn't need to be a full-size snake, just probably about a third of the way around. So I've got a few coals going, I'm going to chuck them on. And what we need to do is we need to get this to catch, and then we're going to monitor the temperature, get up to temperature, and then get those ribs on. So I'm just going to rearrange these coals and just try and get them to start the beginning of the snake. Right, so I've been getting the coals up to temperature using a bit of a snake method. It's a bit early to tell, to be fair, what's going to happen with the temperature, but I've got to go out shortly, so I need to get these things on. So my temperature's reading, well at the minute it's reading 225, so Fahrenheit that is, so that's absolutely fine. But I know that from the little pile of coal I've got going down there that it's going to get a bit hotter before it gets cooler again. So I've put a load of cherry wood chips around the top of my snake, which I'll come and show you in a minute. And now I'm going to get the ribs on. I'll put these off to the side. So at no point are they ever going to be directly above the hottest part of the barbecue, which is quite important. I've inserted a meter temperature thing into one of the ribs, one of the thicker ribs. It's going to give me a rough idea of what's happening, how long it's going to take to cook. So yeah, all there is left to do now is close that, leave the vent over the opposite side the grill so the smoke passes over and comes out. It's going to give them a good kiss of smoke, and just before I leave I will come out and check what that temperature's saying, but I want to dial it into about 210 to 230, 240. I'm not too fussed. As I say, they're only going to be in for a couple of hours and then they're going to be going into the braising liquor. So right, yeah, fingers crossed this behaves, and when we come back later on we'll be looking good. Cheers. So guys, just a little bit of a interlude in this video. My boy has been trying to get me to do something with these videos for quite a while now, and I've done quite well to put it off, but I can put it off no longer. So it's kind of a challenge thing. What I'll do is I'll introduce my glamorous assistant to explain further.
Hi! So, you get to choose any topping, anything you want which is edible, and you get to tell me to mix it up into a bowl and for my dad to eat it. Basically, you're trying to make him throw up.
What?
So let's start. The first thing we're going to be doing is some mint sauce. 2 scoops.
1 scoop.
Right. Trust me, I would not want to be eating that.
That looks, yeah, really nice, Devon.
So type in the comments, type in anything you want to put in, which is edible, and I will make it up in the next video. Comment anything you want, and I'll make it up for him to try. You're gonna try it now?
I guess so. That was quite nice.
Oh yeah. You have to eat it all.
I can't promise I'm going to eat it all, but I'll get a good spoon with mint, sauce and custard. I think what we're hoping for, guys, is that you might suggest something that's going to be the next big thing. Imagine if this is like really, really good. I'll be a millionaire this time next year.
Yeah, right.
Chances are that's not going to happen, but you know, let's see. So, right, okay, I'm going to try this now. I mean, it's not bad. It's not
Going
terrible.
for a second scoop.
It's not like dog food or anything like that, which I wouldn't condone eating, by the way. I don't think it's going to catch on though. Well, yeah, okay, not bad. So, do your worst, guys. Make some recommendations. As long as I can, A, physically eat it, it's not going to make me ill. I'm saying that might make me ill, but it's not going to make me ill. And B, I can actually get hold of the stuff, so not some random ingredient from the deepest, darkest Peru, you know, which you can only buy if you actually go to deepest, darkest Peru. I need to be able to get it from a supermarket or something like that. But yeah, actually, you know, I'm quite enjoying that. I'm going to finish this off and yeah, cheers guys. Good. Right guys, so I've just got back after being out for a few hours, left it about 1 o'clock and it was just sort of getting up to temperature but not settled down yet, so I've not looked. Let's see what happens. So it's saying about 217 on here. I've already just checked the meter app and that's saying about similar. So let's have a look how this is doing. Oh, look at that. That is actually doing pretty darn good. That looks epic, that. It smells good, looks good. Probably about a third or a bit more, maybe my coals have gone down. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna go inside, I'm gonna start prepping the rest of it. And we'll come and get this off shortly. Finish it off in the oven. Yeah, happy days. Temperature's still humming away to healthy 223. Let's get it off, take a look. Oh, look at that, absolutely beautiful. That's going absolutely perfectly. It's tempting to just leave them on, to be fair, but I know they'll take a lot longer to cook them properly, so I'm going to do them the way I've planned to do them. Right, let's get these off, get these inside. So we've got the meat off the smoker, I brought it inside. I've chopped up an onion, quite a large one. I've chopped up a load of chestnut mushrooms just into nice sort of chunky slices. And I've chopped a couple of carrots, so I'll start banging them in there, why not? Right, so we can get the ribs, stick them in here. I'm leaving the meter in it, just so I can sort of monitor its temperature while it's in the oven. It's going to go in sort of low and slow, continuing now. Right, I'm going to chuck in all these mushrooms around it. Probably should have used a bigger pan. I'm going to try and nestle these carrots in there as well, just sort of dot them around the place. I I'm not too worried, the mushrooms are going to sort of reduce down in size, so they should sort of shrink away. We're looking for a few hours now in the oven, a good few hours. Finish off this cooking process, get these nice and get them nice and soft. Right, to this I'm going to add probably about what's that? About half a litre of beef stock, and for a bit of good measure, add a bit of red wine in there as well. Never hurt anybody that, did it? So give that a good glug all around there as well. You get a nice rich sauce. Probably about a third of the bottle, maybe something like that, probably 250 ml, something like that. Great. We'll get some foil wrapped on top of that now and get it stuck in the oven. So we've wrapped that fairly tightly in foil, and I'm going to put it into a preheated oven. Got it at about 170 at the minute. I think that's a little bit too high, so I'll knock it down to 150, so get it nice and low. Stick it into a preheated oven. Got the meter still in there, so I can still see what's happening with the temperatures. And yeah, I'll keep my eye on that and we'll check it in a bit. Cheers. Right guys, so it's ready. It's been cooking away in the oven for a good few hours now on a low and slow, bringing it up to temperature. We've held it there for a while till we're ready to eat it. As I say, with this sort of stuff, you can kind of just leave it in there. As long as it's on a low enough heat, as long as there's plenty of moisture in there, there's nothing wrong with that. Right, so without further ado, we're going to grab it out of the oven. Now look. Wow, look at that. So these are perfect. I'm going to bring you over. So they've been smoked on the Weber kettle for probably about 3 hours on a regular heat, about 225, 107, whichever one you're working with. And then we've finished them off in the oven with some onions and some sliced chestnut mushrooms, some carrots, a lot of beef stock and a lot of red wine. And I'm serving these today with a whole grain mustard mash, some steamed kale, and with some of the juice, the jus if you like, from the pan. I've made a bit of a roux with butter and flour, and I've made a sauce. So we'll serve this out now and we'll take a look. And that's it. I'm going to bring it in close for a good look at this because it looks amazing. It smells amazing. I'm pretty goddamn sure it's going to taste amazing as well. Cheers.